Welcome everybody. Today we have an in-depth tutorial on how to train Aikido at home. A lot of you guys have been asking for this, so today we're going to be looking at warming up our body, doing a bit of strength and conditioning, building up our Ukemi and our falling skills, finding some basic Aikido movements and footwork, some striking, and then finishing off with some good technique training. Let's get to it. Let's get straight into it today. So we're going to start off by warming up our body with just some basic movement exercises and some stretching. So first thing we're going to be looking at is just gently swinging our arms to the side of our body like so, focusing on our hip rotation and keeping our center nice and low. Next, we're going to open up the circle a little bit. So instead of swinging our arms to the side, we're going to swing our arms over our head and to the side, over our head and to the side, focusing on our center, keeping our base low and keeping our arms and shoulders relaxed. Next one, we're going to cup our arm just underneath our center and then reach over with the other arm like so, stretching out our shoulder and our midsection before switching to the other side. Next, let's open up our hips a little. So we're going to stand on one foot and I'm going to draw a figure 8 pattern with my knee and my feet like so. So swinging my foot and my knee side to side, trying to find this nice figure 8 pattern, keeping our base low and keeping good balance. Next, we're going to be taking a nice and wide base like so, and I'm just going to be reaching to the mat, touching my fingers to the mat. From here, I'm going to reach through my legs to stretch out my glutes a little more, and then here I'm going to reach up and back. So we're touching the mat, reaching through our legs, and reaching back. From here, we're going to lower our base further, come onto one foot, stretching out our other leg and touching our toes if we can. From this position here, we're just going to switch hands. So I'm going to reach my far hand to my toes to push that stretch a little further. From this position here, we'll sit on our rear, bring our feet together like so, cup the bottom of both of our feet, and just flap our knees. From here, to push the stretch a little bit more, we're going to drive our elbows into our knees, lean forward and drive. Lastly, we'll warm up our neck and our head a little, so we're just going to look up and down like so. Next to the left and right, semicircles above and semicircles below. Good work everybody. These are just some very basic and simple stretching exercises to just limber up the body a little. Let's move into a little bit of strength and conditioning so you guys can build up your physical body to support good and healthy practice. Okay, so let's go into some toe jumps here. I'm staying nice and light on my feet, arms and shoulders relaxed. From here, we're going to take a nice big step forward and we're just going to do some lunges like so, twisting towards our front knee here. My rear leg is just off the mat, so I'm not touching the mat. I'm lifting the knee off the mat and I'm going to stretch my upper body towards my front leg. Then I'll pull back, come forward on the other foot, nice deep lunge and twist towards the front. Next, let's do some bridges. So we're lying on our back. I've got my heels tucked to my rear. My arms are flat and I'm pushing through my glutes into a nice straight bridge. Then I lower with control and drive. Control on the way down and drive. When you're done with your bridges, you can move into your single leg bridges. So straighten one leg out and maintain that straight alignment through your knees and point your toes, and then same drive through your glutes and control on the way down. Drive, control. We can go 5 to 10 reps before switching to the other side. Drive, control. From here, let's activate our core and do some crunches. So for our crunches, we're going to go chin tucked in, hands on my thighs like so, and I'm just going to, using my stomach muscles, drive my fingers just past my knees, and then control on the way down. Good activation on the way up, control on the way down. Next one, a little bit of upper body. We can roll to our sides. We're going to go belly down. We're just going to do our basic push-up like so. So basic push-up is on our toes, back perfectly straight. We're going to control on the way down, not let our belly touch the mat, and drive on the way back up. Control on the way down, drive on the way back up. Control, drive. Now let's move into some Aikido movements, starting with our Ukemi. So for a basic introduction to our Ukemi, what I'm going to get you guys to do is sit on your rear, and we're just going to tuck our chin in and gently roll to our back like so, and then come to our feet. So it's very, very gentle movement to start to warm up our back and find a smooth roll. You can cup your knees like so. Just make sure you keep your chin tucked in so your head is off the mat. Just ensure you have a soft surface to practice on, so whether that be carpet or a yoga mat or even your mattress. Cupping our shins, chin tucked in, rolling to our back. Now we're going to activate the movement a little bit more. So as we roll onto our back, I want you guys to pop your hips and then come to your feet. Pop your hips and then come to this position here. So slightly different. Instead of just rolling to our back like so, we're going to be extending and going from a ball shape into a nice straight line like so. So ball shape, straight line. Now we're going to look at rolling backwards, rolling over our shoulder. So to do a shoulder roll, we want to make sure that we bring our head to one side of our body. So we're going to bring our head, say, to our right side of our body, and then we're going to put our left arm out like so. The idea is I'm moving my head to my shoulder so that I can make space for my legs to come over my shoulder and then come to a belly down position. From this position here, I'm going to use my core muscles to bring my hips forward and then come back over following the same line. So head to the side, hand on the mat, bring my legs over my shoulder. I use my tummy muscles to bring my hips forward and back over that same shoulder. Then we go on to the other side. Like so. Alternating side, right side, left side. Making sure that you guys are finding a smooth transition through your roll, trying to use your core to control your roll as opposed to relying on your hands and feet. This is a fantastic exercise for beginners to find smooth Ukemi. Now we're going to look at getting up from this position. So to get up from this position, we're going to roll to our back. I'm going to fold my feet like so. So I'm folding one foot underneath. I've got my other foot based in front. I'm going to bring my hips over my foot and then come to this position here like so. Then I'm going to fold my foot, roll back, and do it on the other side. When you're folding your foot, you're going to bring your toes flat, sit on your rear, and find that extension here. When you're coming up, you want to make sure that you're on the balls of your feet so that you have drive so that you can get up and continue your practice. So as you roll, fold the toes, come to your back, and then come up to the balls of your feet. Now we're going to look at a more advanced technical get-up. So the first technical get-up was this one, where we were folding the foot and then coming up like so, which is a great way to get up and keep facing in that same direction. But now we're going to look at a technical get-up which will get us turned around so we're facing the opposite direction. So we're going to do the same roll here, but this time I'm going to find myself in this orientation here, where I have one foot planted on the mat, my other foot straight, and then my arm basing here. So if I have my right knee on the mat and my left leg straight, I'll have my left hand based here, so that I have a post on either side of my body. My right knee and my left hand is posted. Here I'm going to pull my leg, my straight leg, underneath my hips, and I'm going to be facing in the opposite direction here like this. So here I can get up and then keep moving this way. Other side, I roll to my back, and here I'll have my left knee posted, my right hand based. I'm going to pull my leg under my hips and then get up in the opposite direction. From here I roll. I have a post on either side of my body with my leg straight in the middle. I pull my leg under my hips and I'm facing the other direction. Making sure you're on the balls of your feet so that you can get up with good base. Other side, I roll. A post on either side of my body. Bring that leg under my hips. Base. Beautiful work, everybody. Now we're going to be looking at doing all of these rolls that we were doing, but from a standing position. So if you're training from home and you have a suitable space to practice, I want you guys to do whichever rolls were most applicable to your level and do them from the standing position. So if you're just doing the basic back roll like so and folding the foot, I want you guys to do that. Come up, back roll, and then come to your feet. If you guys are doing the second technical get-up, where you back fall and you find this position with a post on either side of your body, then I want you to do this. Stand up, back fall, find that post, and then stand up. So take your time and find whatever roll is best suited to your level and practice it slowly. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Try and find all the key points in these movements and intentionally practice them all. Make sure you keep your chin tucked in and you find a smooth transition from your standing to your seated position. Now let's move into some forward Ukemi. So the most basic introduction to our forward Ukemi is from this half-seated position where I have one knee down and one knee up. I'm going to keep my chin tucked in and I'm going to reach with my leading arm. My leading arm is the arm on the same side as my knee that is up. So I'm going to reach forward with my right arm in this case, keep my chin tucked in, and I'm going to think about bringing my arm underneath my center and following a smooth line through the blade of my hand to my elbow, shoulder, and then eventually rolling onto my back. Chin tucked in, I lean forward, I kick off my front leg and come through my roll. For you guys practicing this technical get-up, you can do this technical get-up to face the other direction and then continue your roll like so. Or for those of you doing the first technical get-up, you can roll through and fold your feet like so. That's the most basic entry-level forward roll you can practice. Get smooth and comfortable with this roll, and you can take it from a standing position, which is exactly the same, but with both our feet up. Chin tucked in, arms extended, I lean through my front leg, I find a smooth line through the blade, elbow and shoulder, and then rolling through to my back. Make sure you practice them diligently on both your right side and your left side. Good work, everybody. We've warmed up our body with some stretching, some strength and conditioning, and a little bit of Ukemi. Now we're going to warm up our wrists for all the various wrist locks that are in the Aikido practice. Starting off with our Ikkyo. For our Ikkyo, I'm going to put my hand out like so, and I'm going to turn my thumb down. My fingers are going to collect the blade of my hand, and my thumb is going to collect the thumb. I'm going to drive into my wrist and lower my center like so. Drive into the wrist, lower your center. We go 5 reps on the right, and then we move to the left side. Fingers pointed out, thumb down, fingers collect the blade, thumb collects the thumb, sit and drive. Next one is our Nikkyo, where we find the same starting position with our hand. We bring our fingers out like so and turn the thumb down. Here my thumb is going to collect the blade of my hand and my fingers are going to collect the thumb. So it's the opposite of our Ikkyo. My thumb collects the blade, my fingers collect the thumb. I'm going to look to drive my fingers up to the ceiling and then I'm going to sit my weight down into our Nikkyo wrist lock. Same thing, we're going to go 5 on the right and then move to the left. Fingers out, thumb down, thumb collects the blade, fingers collect the thumb, fingers as high as they can go and then drop into our Nikkyo. Next one is our Sankyo. I'm going to place my hand down like so and the thumb is going to come to the back of my hand and my fingers are going to collect my pinky or the blade of my hand. Here I'm going to drive my center into my wrist while turning my palm out like so. So I drive my center into my wrist and turn my palm out. Same thing, 5 or so reps on the right side and then move on to the left side. Hand palm down, thumb on the back of the hand, fingers collect the blade or the fingers and turn the wrist out, driving into your center. Last one is our Koregashis. For our Koregashi, we return to the initial start where I point my fingers out like so, but here I'm going to turn my hand in so that my pinky is pointing to my nose. My thumb is going to take the back of my pinky knuckle and my fingers are going to collect the thumb here like so. Here I drive into the pinky and then lower my base for our Koregashi wrist lock. 5 or so reps on the right and then moving to the left. Hand out like so, pinky to the nose, thumb on the pinky knuckle, fingers collect the thumb, and I sit into our Koregashi. Good work everybody, we've warmed up our body properly, so now we can move into some form. So for our first lesson in form is going to be taking our kamae. Kamae just means stance in Japanese. So depending on what Aikido style you belong to, there may be a variety of intricacies between the various stances that you have. So if you already belong to a style, you can practice whatever stance you belong to. Otherwise, if you're new to Aikido, you can follow along with me. We're going to bring our right foot out to start like so, and I'm going to keep my base low with a roughly 50-50 weight distribution between my legs. My hands are going to be activated, that's it, through my fingers here and pointing forward. So feet together, extend the right foot like so, 50-50 stance, base is low, fingers are activated like so, just like we're holding the sword, but our fingers are strong instead. And then we come back to feet together and then come forward on the left side here. Come back, feet together, forward on the right side. Focus on keeping your base low and moving through your center. Keep your arms and shoulders relaxed, but activated at the same time. Next, we'll look into coming up and down into Seiza. So, to come up and down into our Seiza, we're going to take our kamae to start, like so. We're going to break it down into 3 steps. So our 3 steps are going to be 1, where we bring our back knee to the mat while staying on our toes. 2, where we bring our second knee to the mat and sit our butt to our heels, but remaining onto our toes. And 3, driving our knees forward and unfolding our feet like so. And then to get back up, we'll do the same 3 steps, but in reverse. The first one is I come up onto my toes. Second step, I come up onto my lead knee. Third step, I drive up to a standing position. And here I'll pull back and then do it on the left side. Ichi, bring the back knee down. Ni, bring the front knee down while staying on the toes. And san, drive forward and unfold your feet. Ich, onto your toes. Ni, onto your lead leg. San. When you guys are taking your Seiza, I want you to focus on eliminating any unnecessary movements. So try and smoothly follow these 3 steps so that you can find your sitting position from your standing position smoothly. When you're coming up into Seiza, focus on your center, focus on a smooth, controlled base. Onto the other side, on the way down, a smooth, controlled base, like so. Let's move on now to some upper body movements and go through our strikes in Aikido. So our first strike that we can practice at home is our shomeuchi. Shomeuchi replicates the front cut on the sword. So to do this, we're going to raise our hands over our head, extend our arms forward and then down. So we'll raise our hands up, forward and then down. As you're doing so, I want you guys to lower your base. So you're raising your hands, and then as you extend forward and down, lower your base. Extend and base. We go right side and left side. The second attack we can practice at home is our yokomeuchi. Our yokomeuchi is our side of the head attack. So to practice this, we're going to pull our right hip back and bring my fingertips to my forehead. From here, I'm going to drive off my right hip and attack using the blade of my hand to the side of my imaginary partner's head. I pull my right hip back, drive my right hip forward, and then attack yokomeuchi. Right side and left side. Remember, everything that we do in our Aikido practice is a full body movement. So when you guys are doing your strikes, whether it be shomeuchi or yokomeuchi or whatever it is, I want you to focus on moving your center, moving your hips, and making sure your whole body is working here. It's not just using an isolated arm, it's a full body action. Next strike is our urakeuchi. Our urakeuchi is our back fist attack. So for our back fist, what we're going to do is take our kamae, starting on the right side, we're going to drop our base and we're going to flick out our back fist to our partner's imaginary face, like so. We'll return back to our kamae, drop, and then flick it out on the left side. I want you guys, again, as usual, to drive through your hips and drive through your center and keep your arms and shoulders relaxed. Don't hold on to your arms as you do your urakeuchi. I want you to keep your hands light and drive this action through your center. You can do 20 or so in each kamae, so 20 alternating sides on the right side and then 20 alternating sides on the left side. Next attack is our shomen ski. Our shomen ski is our straight punch to the midsection, like so. So to warm this attack up, we're going to take a wide base with our feet roughly shoulder width apart, and I'm going to bend my knees here. I'm going to place both of my hands underneath my armpit like so, and I'm going to think about turning my hips and driving my straight punch to my partner's belly. Here, I bring my left hip back, left hip forward. I bring my hip back, and then drive through my center and through my hips. Simple. Now we're going to look at these same strikes, but adding a little bit more footwork into it. So, from our shomeuchi, I want you guys to think about as you raise your hands to step that rear leg in a little, and then as you cut to correct your base, so you're back into a nice even kamae, and take 2 steps back. Back leg comes forward as you raise the hands, front foot corrects as you do your shomeuchi. 1, 2. 1, 2. For our yokomeuchi is the same thing. As I raise my hands to my forehead, I'm going to step my left foot forward, and as I attack, I'm going to correct my front foot and attack my yokomeuchi to make that space and gather that distance. I raise my hands to my head and bring my rear leg forward, extend my right foot and my right hand. For our shomen ski, so for our strike to the midsection, we're going to start with our opposite foot forward. So we'll be starting on the left side, and I'm going to pull my right hand under my armpit and keep my left hand engaged like so. Here I'm going to step my right foot, sit my base, and then strike my shomen ski. Pull my right foot back, and then return my fist to the palm up position under my shoulder. Step my right foot, sit, shomen ski, and pull back. Right foot sit, shomen ski, and pull back. Next, let's look at some basic footwork. So in Aikido, a lot of the movements that we do are from a low base, and we use our legs to slide forward. This helps us get projection and drive through our movements. However, various practices do different things, and obviously as practitioners get more and more advanced, they start to adapt the style into their own way. So it's by no means wrong to be light on your feet, but just for these very basic preliminary exercises, we're going to stay low and heavy and slide our feet on the mats. So our first exercise is our suriashi. What we're going to do is we're going to drive off our lead leg to a 45-degree angle, like so. Here I'm going to bring my back foot in, pivot, and then drive to the other 45-degree angle. So super simple movement. I drive, sliding my lead leg like so. I bring my back leg in, pivot, and then drive. Drive to the 45-degree angle, bring the back foot in, pivot, drive for our suriashi. Next piece of footwork we're going to do is just our basic tenkan. So for our tenkan, my base is low, I'm going to pivot off of my front foot and spin my back leg to my rear. Here I'm going to change to my other leg, pivot off my front foot, spin my back leg like so. Simple. The hands paired with this movement are like so. As I pivot, I'm going to bring my hands under my center and then turn them palm up. I come to my left side in my kamae, I pivot, spin, hands under my center and then palm up. Keep your base low and find a smooth spin through our tenkan. Now we can build on our tenkan with our irimi tenkan. Irimi means entering. So we're just putting an entering movement before doing our spin. So if I'm here with my right foot forward, I'm going to enter with my left leg, pivot off that leg, and then spin my right leg like so. From this position here, you'll maintain that left kamae, and then you'll enter with your right foot, pivot, spin. Keep your base low and find a smooth irimi tenkan. Our hands are going to do the same thing where we step, pivot, spin, bring them under our center and end up palm up like so. Step, pivot, spin. Step, pivot, spin, hands palm up. Step, pivot, spin, hands palm up. Awesome guys, let's move into a little bit of technique training. The first technique we're going to look at is an irimi ski drill. Irimi ski is an entering attack to my partner's chin. The drill for this, I'm going to go even stance. I'm going to step my left foot out and then attack my right hand to my partner's chin like so. And then I pull my feet back. Then I'll step my right foot and then attack my left hand up to my partner's chin like so, and then pull my feet back. So left foot, right hand to my partner's chin, and then back, and then right foot, left hand to my partner's chin. Very important that you guys are entering through this movement so that when you're here, it's not just bringing my hand out like so. I'm stepping and I'm entering with my hips and entering with my center. Then I pull back, right side, enter. Left side, enter. Right side, enter. To finish this technique, what we would do is we'd open our, say, the left foot, attack the right hand up, and then I would step my back leg forward and throw my partner for irimi ski. So when you're doing this drill, you can start off by just opening the feet to find this position, and then you can finish the technique by stepping through with your rear leg. So open, step through. Open, step through. This is a great drill just to build that entering movement while applying it to an applicable technique. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, there are no black belt techniques, just white belt techniques done at a black belt level. So practice your fundamentals, do them slowly. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Get it done and train every day. We'll see you guys in the next one. Os!